After a transformation, this is what we came up with. Send him to a better orthodontist. The shift is way off. Hi, I'm Dr. Anbari at Studio Smiles, and today we're going to go over some celebrity dental transformations. We're going to be rating everybody out of 32 because adults have 32 teeth. Now, this doesn't have to be everybody's standard. It doesn't have to be the line everybody's trying to meet. Everybody has their own comfort. You don't have to meet the standards that celebrities live up to. You can always have the natural look. You don't have to change things. As long as you're comfortable, you can function, you're happy, you're smiling, you're comfortable in your own skin with all of it. We're just going through these to kind of point out different personalities to different teeth. So we're looking at Zac Efron for the first case here. He looks pretty young in the first photo, maybe in his young teens, maybe his mid-30s in the second photo. Looks like he got his gap closed, maybe by either some Invisalign and some whitening, or maybe he got some veneers done. But the photo I have, with the way his gums look down the midline there, it looks like he may have just veneered to close things together there, just by the looks of the angulation on number 9. Overall, good transformation though. Looks like a happy guy. So if I had to give him a rating between 1 to 32, I'd say maybe a 30, because it can never be perfect. So we're looking at Tom Cruise now. Looks like he had a tooth that was sticking out of his face almost there. Probably got that line back up. You could see the margins of his crowns there in the front. So he's got some crowns, maybe some veneer work done. The midline shift is way off, about like almost a whole tooth there. 5 millimeters. You gotta give him a rating from 1 to 32. I'd give him maybe a 10. If after a transformation, this is what we came up with. Yeah, he's gonna get a 10. The midline shift is where his front 2 teeth are. They're not in line with his nose or his face. It's shifted down to his left. Oh, did he get his teeth done before he got his nose done? He probably followed his old nose to get things in the midline there. So now we're looking at Steve Buscemi. He doesn't have before and after. This is how he looks. He likes it. He's happy. He feels like it fills in his role, so he's rolling with it. And hey, all the power to him if that's what works. So we're gonna give Steve Buscemi a 32 out of 32, only because he's happy with who he is. All right, so now we're looking at Morgan Freeman. We got what looks like a lot of crown work. Gum lines look like they were where they used to be. It doesn't look like they did much changes there, so they must have just gone ahead straight to fixed prosthodontics or just all crowns, possibly veneers. We'd have to have them open wide for us to see, but looks like he just crowned everything. So it does look age appropriate. He stayed on a natural whiter end. It's not super white. It looks like maybe possibly just the monolithic zirconias. You don't see much translucencies in the edges there. It's probably not porcelain, probably just as the zirconia. Out of a 1 to 32, we're gonna give him a 32 because it's Morgan Freeman and he's rocking it. So we're looking at Miley Cyrus now. Looks like she went through some gum contouring. She did some crown lengthening there. Got rid of some of her gums. You don't even see her gums anymore. She's got super long teeth. I feel like that's the look that she's going for. Although I feel like she's done a little bit too much there. She should have kept a little bit of gum there. It keeps a little bit of the femininity to her look. It makes it look a little more masculine this way. So she did have a pretty gummy smile before. I feel like all she needed to do is maybe just line things up a little bit. Looks like her 7 or her laterals were uneven. There wasn't the symmetry that was there. Her canine could have been brought up a little bit more on the right side. Just the gum. The lateral on the right side could have gone up a lot more just to even things out, and maybe a little bit more on 8 and 9 just to give them a little bit of length. But she didn't need to go as excessive as she did there. Overall, if she's happy with it, let her do it. We're gonna give her a 1 to 32. Let's go with a 28. So we're looking at Michael Strahan now. He's got an excessive gap in the middle, which, I mean, I feel like it looks like that's his personality. It's just he's got another gap between that and that central incisor and that lateral there. He could have, if he could close that up, I think that gap would look way too big. But he's happy. He hasn't changed it. He's gonna keep rolling with it. I mean, he could have gone with ortho, straighten things up, but he's a happy man. Let him do what he wants to do. Let's rate him another happy 32. All right, so we're looking at Matthew Lewis, who's a great transformation. I don't know if anybody's watched Harry Potter, but also a great transformation beginning to end. Yeah, he needed the work. Yeah. So apparently he's had his teeth done before he finished the movie, and he wore like fake teeth to keep things the way they were before, just to continue filming. And he also wore a fat suit, just a fun fact. So it looks like he got some orthodontic work, maybe some veneers, a whitening, probably a deep cleaning. All right, so we're gonna give Matthew Lewis, aka Neville, 32 for bravery. All right, so now we're looking at Lindsey Lohan. Lindsey Lohan's been through it, right? I think we all know that. Lindsey Lohan's been through a lot. She looks great now in the after photo. It looks like everything was all natural before. Maybe she got some ortho treatment done. Looks like she probably got some crowns or veneers. It looks a little too white there. And the shapes have changed of her teeth. She's got some crowns and veneers done. Hope she's doing well. We're gonna give her a rating. 1 to 32. We're gonna go with 28 for self-improvement. All right, so now we're looking at Hilary Duff. Timeless woman. Looks like teeth definitely got whiter. Looks like the shapes have changed. She already had things lined up, so she probably went with some veneer work just to give herself some aesthetics there. So rumor has it she chipped a front tooth, and she decided to go through just veneering all of them. I guess that's what made her happy. She got her excuse, right? Things are working out for her, and she's shining more than ever. Look at that. 1 to 32, she's gonna get a 32, definitely. All right, so we're looking at Emma Watson now. Definitely ortho work. She probably just went with the ortho treatment, just lined things up. Everything kind of still looks the same there. It just looks more lined up. Emma Watson's getting a 32 out of 32 for Gryffindor. Let's go. All right, so now we're looking at Cristiano Ronaldo. That's a great transformation there. Looks like he's missing a tooth. He's missing his right lateral incisor. Fun fact, 1 to 2% of the population are missing that tooth. So it looks like he probably got some ortho treatment, lined things up, possibly replaced that tooth with an implant. And it looks like he veneered everything. I went through a whole mouth of veneers there. Looks great. We're gonna give this superstar a 32. Now we're looking at Cardi B. She got a bag and fixed her teeth. She definitely got a bag and fixed her teeth. What happened down there? Looks like she has some broken teeth on the bottom initially. She needed to get things lined up. Crossbite. And then everything's lined up top. She probably just went through a full mouth rehab. She must have gotten crowns on everything. Got her bite adjusted through that. Got everything lined up and nice and pretty there. I'd say she's a full mouth rehab, just a whole mouth of crowns. She must have spent a whole bag on these teeth. 2,000, 2,500 a tooth. Yeah, there's no way they did just veneers there though. To get that bite right, they must have been crowns. And for her to be able to pop one of those crowns off with a hard bagel, that couldn't have been a veneer. It must have been a crown or a poorly done crown. Unless she's just biting forward like that on purpose with the class. She's got like that bulldog bite, the class 3 there. Her lower jaw's pushed out, the upper jaw's pushed in, and then suddenly she's got everything where it ideally would be. She must have gotten crowns in the back to get her bite right too. We're gonna rate her a 22 for a little lack of symmetry there too. She's showing more smile on her right side than her left in that final. So now we're looking at Ed Sheeran. No work done, just got a down-to-earth, genuine, humble smile. He's keeping his natural teeth. He's happy. He's made it from the streets to the stadiums. Super happy, man. Keeping it natural. I'm a fan of that. That's cool. We're gonna give him a 32 out of 32. It can be easy to look at celebrities and compare yourself to their teeth, but you gotta bear in mind that all the time and money that they've invested into building up that brand that they're trying to create is not it's not a small thing, and it's not always a necessary thing, but that's the image that they're trying to portray in their field. So if you are looking to try to get something done, it's best you get some second opinions, talk to some professionals, get a treatment plan made, figure out how you could get maybe a payment plan or so. You don't have to get everything done all at once. You can work in increments to what your final goal that you want to achieve really is, whether that be nothing at all, keeping things natural and clean, or going through and just having a whole transformation. Thanks for joining us with these celebrity dental transformation reactions. If there's anyone I didn't talk about you want me to talk about, just let me know, write it in the comments, and I'll be happy to go over it.